most accurate forecast from the First Coast News Weather Team, sponsored by AC Designs.
All right, we've been talking in a general sense about the stormy weather we expect on Saturday. Now let's get specific. We'll start with weather map because it does help, hopefully, to tell the story. So here's the story. Just think of the L as, well, the triggering mechanism for all the weather around it. And this storm system was organized over the Pacific, slammed into California, reorganized over the Rockies, will continue to dive to the east and to the southeast. That's a sign of it intensifying. Then it's going to race off to the northeast. Now, that's good news. That'll take some of the energy with it. However, because it is the winter, as far as the threat of damaging winds with thunderstorms, that tends to be with what we call the triple point. So notice what happens as we go from Friday to Saturday. So no doubt about it, the core of the energy heads off to the northeast. But notice the triple point. That's a little closer to the First Coast, and thus the squall line, an organized line of thunderstorms, is going to pack a punch when it comes through our area on Saturday morning. So generally, here's our forecast for Saturday. We're going to have storms. We're going to have rain. We're going to have stormy weather. We'll talk about specifically how bad will the storms be in a bit. But with pretty good amount of confidence now, I think the storms will be out of here by 1 p.m. and you'll see in some spots even earlier, there could be some isolated wind damage. And that's really just another way to say severe. You know, when we use the term severe, that's just our way of saying, for the most part, these storms with heavy rain and gusty winds might be strong enough to produce some isolated damage. So let's break it down for you. The areas hit first will tend to be those of you over southeastern Georgia, especially out toward the Okefenokee. Could get some gusts to 60, so that's just enough for some isolated wind damage and power outages. And your rains will last longest, maybe 4 to 8, and that's why I think you are going to have some of the heaviest rains. But notice this is early on Saturday morning. In Duval, right now I think between about 8 and 10. Now the weather team will be adjusting this, tweaking this as we get closer. But that's what I'm going through right now. Again, maybe some gusts to 60, and that's just high enough for some isolated power outages and wind damage. But notice the heavy rain's not lasting as long, so we'll give you about an inch. Hitting latest and probably the shortest period of heavy rain will be for those of you in St. John's and Flagler, maybe more like about 9 to 11, but just up there. We call severe 58 miles per hour. So even at 55, could have some isolated wind damage and power outages, but notice your rainfall totals not quite as high. And if you didn't see your particular county, it's because you're in between those ranges of earliest to latest. On to Sunday we go with a dry chill, we'll call it. Pretty seasonable on Sunday, with a lot of us looking north. And of course, I'm not talking meteorologically, I'm talking about toward Nashville. And I'm not even necessarily talking country and western music. But there's another storm system on the way, so let's take our time here. So here's Friday, looks great. Clouds increase Friday night. On Saturday, again, most of that's going to be during the morning. Now look at the afternoon highs on Saturday, 74 degrees. Still going to be gusty, but if you like wind, maybe fly a kite in shorts. Saturday afternoon might be that kind of day. Then comes the chill on Sunday. And then on Monday, I'm showing you rain, but I don't think that's going to happen until about Monday night. Now I showed you specifically the numbers on Saturday. The numbers, that is the wind gust, the amount of rain, and the duration of the storm will probably be even greater on Tuesday. So keep it close on what's happening then, as then more chilly air blows in behind it.
All right, Tim, thank you. New at 6 of 5.